Well, hello everyone. This is Jer playing Oxygen Not Included, and I'm going to be trying out the Prehistoric Planet Pack in test mode for the very first time, starting a new game. Okay, so it is a new asteroid. The Prehistoric Planet Pack, strange little flower and dinosaur. Oh my goodness. I'm just curious. If I had have gone into the spaced out, do I see anything here? Yes. Okay, so that's definitely something to try as well. And then in the lab, is there anything? No, nothing there. All right, I think I'm going to do the classic version and maybe set some game settings or asteroid. It's called the Relic asteroid. What's it say about it? This world has caves of... No, it's just the description, general thing. Okay, I don't know if there's any general description, but I guess there's dinosaurs in the game settings. Is there anything new here? Demolier impact. Adjust how soon the Demolier asteroid collides with the Prehistoric Planet Pack asteroid. I can move that up to imminent extinction. Only 100 cycles until collision. 150? 200. Oh my goodness. What is that all about? That looks like the only new setting that I've noticed there. I will flick this around until I get something nice. Probably 2 oranges. And then we'll move on. So this is what I selected for my first playthrough. We have a geoactive and metallic caves, also a frozen core. I did find some descriptions. Actually, is there any new story trait? Does not appear as if so. But we also have the ability to switch on the relic fragment. I guess that doesn't apply when you're actually starting on the relic asteroid. But now I can preview, even before I go into the game, the different biomes. Let's see if there's a description. A fragment of prehistoric starting world. Its biodiversity makes reliable food production more attainable for new colonies. Construction materials and fuels are also ample. That kind of seems like an easy mode. What are the different descriptions of the biome? We've got the garden biome. The garden biome is a temperate environment with beneficial critters and plants well suited for farming. That sounds nice. Feather biome. The chilly feather biome is home to huge flightless rexes that can be shown for textile production. How huge, I wonder? And wetlands biome. This hot, sticky biome features plentiful pools of phyto oil, polluted water, and salt water. So a mix of liquids. Alright guys, let's get into this. Here's my 3 dupes I'm starting with. Not knowing what I'm getting into, I am essentially balanced skills. I've got someone that can concentrate on digging, building, and moving stuff around. There is 2 new personalities. It looks like Higby and Maya. So definitely going to bring those 2 in. Name of the colony is Prehistoric Test. Let's give this a go. Okay, my collision monitoring system has detected an immediate threat to our survival. A huge impact or asteroid is hurling directly at this planet. We must make our way to the surface and mount a defensive system in time to destroy the incoming asteroid before it destroys us. Well then, I guess that is the sense of urgency. Probably survival, not going to be the problem. I mean, in terms of like food and oxygen maybe, but what happens in, I guess it's 200 cycles? Just pause that here. Let's have a quick look around. Oh, nickel ore, that's new. Lots of dirt. Shale, no idea. Lots of fertilizer. Source of water, that's going to be nice. Peat, that's new. We've got, is that a critter? No, I think that's part of this plant. A very, Ovagro node? Sure. And ring, rose bush, sweet corn stalk. Snacked, there's many different types of plants. Oh, research portal. Okay, probably start with that maybe. Because that's a critter. All right. Anything look radioactive? No. Anything giving off light? Just the portal and our printing pod. See some water up there. Let's go look on this asteroid. We have meteor showers of copper, iron, and gold. Interesting. Geysers, saltwater, cool chlorine gas vent. I don't think I've seen a cool chlorine gas vent before. I think that's new. Polluted water vent, oil, reservoir, and 16 unknowns. Well, I will think about what to do first, and we'll get started, guys. So I'm thinking for the first action is to get over here to research portal. Miner opening up research portal. Okay, Eureka, we decrypted the research portal's final transmission. New buildings have become available. Blast Shot Maker and Meteor Blaster. Okay, that's nice. This might actually give more reason for building one of these things. The first time I built the Blast Shot Maker, I think was my last because I didn't find it that useful. I guess this becomes our survival, which I've got to do by cycle 200. Whether they allow you to do that in the test version, well, we'll find out. One file was labeled open this first to database entry unlocked. Oh no. Demolitor. Immediate threat. Time until collision. 199.9 cycles. Calculating impacts. Okay. Okay. Now we're on the clock. Pause. So does that mean it only is going to destroy this little section, or it's going to impact there? Maybe the idea is I've got a meteor blaster already. Maybe I have to power it up and figure out how to work it. I've only done that once before. But my assumption is this round, a meteorite is going to attack here, and this guy can protect us from that if we can set it up. But over time, there'll maybe be another one over here and here, and I have to expand. That could be completely wrong, but that's just my theory for the time being. So now that we know the threat, let's set up the basics. I'm thinking we want a barracks and a latrine. What do we have in here? Nutrient bar and ovaligo fig. Guess that was collected. A plant there. Oh, I was going to show that. That was a one-time only plant. So trying to save a bunch of these. I guess any plant that's on oxyolite is going to go away anyways. Essentially want to get, I'm thinking putting the barracks down here and the train up here or down there. You can see we're going to have a problem with carbon monoxide, so maybe we'll start digging down for a little bit of carbon monoxide to go down. And open up this a little bit so that some of that oxyolite can send oxygen down here. Now that I've got this area cleared out, we're putting in a barracks with 3 cots. I don't see any critters like shine bugs that's emitting light, so at this point I'm not worried about keeping to a certain distance away. Next we'll see if we can open up a path down to some water. So next thing I'm wondering is how I'm going to provide oxygen. And I see algae around. So looks like an oxygen diffuser. So we're set up now for our first break. See if they do anything different. Not really. They just use the outhouse. Spend a little bit of time here. Wonder what kind of decor. Yeah, that's the attractive area. Now we'll get set up with the laboratory. Oxygen production and power production. Put in our storage of algae right here next to where we're gonna have our oxygen diffuser. Lots of oxygen in the moment. Let's just open this door and verify we've got a barracks, a latrine, and our laboratory. Looking to see if there's any changes in the research, and I really don't see much in the way of buildings. There might be a lot of critters and plants. The only thing that seems to be new, I could be missing something, but appears to be fossil block, and hanging fossil block majorly increases decor, contributing to morale. All right, well, that's let's get started with advanced research. Not really knowing what to do, I'm just going to start exploring all directions. Before I do, let's have a look at this critter. Mimica. Age 5 of 5, very short-lived. So, that's interesting. What's it say about it? Mimicas are airborne organisms that help nearby plants grow more quickly. When it leaves dry up, it will harden into mimiclet. Okay, is that a plant? So is this a flying plant? Okay, we're gonna have to see that. Anything? Oh, pollinated mimica. So this is sweet corn. Probably gonna lose it, but 25% speed bonus. That's actually pretty good. Did this plant get it? That did not. Anyways, all right. In fact, it only lives for 5 cycles. Definitely experiment more with that guy. The other critter, cute little dinosaur here. We'll get down there in time and see what that's all about. So we'll just keep oxygen flowing. It's going to be 1.1 cycles to the next dupe arrives. Maybe make a priority of getting a cot ready for them. Probably going to be a dupe that's going to specialize on research. Thinking about relocating a laboratory down here close to my water source to make it easy for the supercomputer to be reloaded. Oh, and more. There might be a lot of critters. There seems to be lots of plants. I'm feeling like the same thing's going to be true with these guys. They are crammed, so you know what? I'm just going to pop in there to make sure they don't stay crammed. Let's just orient these that way. So I want to explore up and all around, all directions. Let's go save these guys. I assume you're confined, so maybe let's just destroy that. Let's just validate that you're no longer crammed. Okay, there's that at least. Got a path way up there. We continue on with some research. Brute force. Probably want some metal. So now getting scientists to join. So a dupe with quick learning that can help with research. In fact, I'm actually going to make them prioritize and everyone deprioritize on research. Setting up schedule 2 dupes per. Maybe put scientists down here, freshly after a break. And now let's do our first harvesting to see how this goes. So I see that this plant here is harvest ready. That one is harvest ready. This is one of the ones that I think I already got rid of one there. So that should just be pretty simple. Technically, I normally dig underneath it, but I just curious to see what it's like to harvest. Alright, scientists jumping over. That has given us sweet corn, 800 kilograms, or calories rather. And snack fruit, also 800 kilograms, or calories. So the sweet corn, growth halted. Pollinate. Oh, it needs pollination. It won't grow unless it's being pollinated. And I don't see... Oh, there's some... Maybe one of these critters has to get over what I've done. Maybe open this up. Let these guys more fly through. So hopefully that will come back to that. See if that can get pollinated. We might as well do this. What do we have here? Sweet corn stalk. Growing 96. Alright, what about harvesting that? What can we get from a Orvagro vine? So we'll do some research too. We do have our researcher on base. Okay, no one seems to be going to this. I wonder if it's because they can't reach this particular planet. But okay, let's do the same thing over here. Maybe we'll get a better outcome. No? No one wants to... Maybe it's not harvest ready. Oh yeah, growing 4%. Oh, okay. Alright, hold on. Harvest ready. Maybe they can't reach that one because we need to take this out. So let's do that. That has given us a fig 325 calories. It's not a lot, but I guess it's a vine, so you can get a bunch of them. I am overwhelmed with the amount of things going on. But, oh yeah, let's go experiment down here. So I guess sweet corn will fall down. There is this little critter. A lump. Wild, obviously. 200, so it's a little bit longer than this guy, thankfully. Eggs. When they stomp heavily near plants, the commotion causes harvestable items to fall to the ground. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe that's what happened here, the sweet corn. What I'm aiming to do now is set up this spot. It's going to be a little bit messy, but I'm just going to make a path across like this. We'll try mopping up some water. The idea is I'd like to have a supercomputer very close to the water source. It might be a little bit more water than I thought there was going to be, actually. Let's dig out a little bit further and see if we can do some mopping. This was definitely the painful way to do this, probably. I don't think I would advise what I'm doing at all. There's no way that they're going to be able to mop that. Yeah. No, this is wrong. This is very wrong. What I ought to have been doing is dig underneath instead. Okay, stop. That's fine. Just want to give water more of a place to go. So we're going to relocate this pitcher pump over by 1. Giving a room for a... Don't anyone fall good. This is going to be a place to store some dirt. Oh, we're getting too much on this side. Just causing a mess. This could have been done better. Oh well, let's keep going. Yep. What I'll do is I'll put a research station down here. Currently researching light access. continue our path down. Plants have died. 6. Grow vine. Is it going to tell me about every vine that dies? Okay, this was definitely a mistake. Oh well. Or weep water. Alright, finally. After mucking that up, we've got our laboratory, minus the light source. So now we're adding in some wire made out of nickel ore. That's going to power our supercomputer and provide light access down here. Got a skill point we can give out. Courier, let's get you to carry better. And scientist, let's give you the ability to use the supercomputer. Love all the vegetation growing up the forgotten printing pod. Okay, so we've got light access. Let's verify. We have a laboratory down here. Now if I do some supercomputer research, we'll have a spot for that. We'll turn the lights off for now, though. Send a bunch of the local plants around to be harvested. And we're exploring a little bit of research is going on, but one thing I haven't looked at yet is the temperature. Oh, 31. Though maybe a lot of plants on this particular asteroid are happy with that, though we do have some cold spots. Around minus 25 or so here, down there. I'm quite curious to work with critters, so we'll have Rancher join the team. Put Rancher on a schedule here next to Scientist. And I want to dig out some spot for construction. We're going to have a number of rooms. We're going to try to... I'm not a fan of this alerts on the plants have died so often. But yeah, I'm going to try to grow my own plants. 15,000 calories. But that might be a struggle if I start adding a bunch of dupes. Thinking of doing my typical switch to electrolyzer for oxygen, getting into some hydrogen and a mix of oxygen. We do have some water, but I haven't actually seen any geysers yet. Alright, well with that, I'll design the first room up here for some planting. Here is my experimental farm, a bunch of farm tiles. Might not actually work the best for this guy who kind of grows across. What different options do I have? Let's try to grow some sweet corn. No seed. Oh no, there is a seed. Okay, what do I need for that? Needs pollination though, and it needs peat. Okay, so peat is going to be important if I want to grow this. But so is pollination, which means I don't just need that to, or it's not just a benefit of growing faster, it's actually a requirement for that thing to grow. Oh, hey, thank you for helping us out. Okay, well, if that works, let's continue on. so that's sweet corn. Mimica bud. There's apparently 7 of these around. And what does that need? It needs dirt. Okay. So dirt and peat. We want to grow stuff. What else do we have? Okay, so this guy here, I'm thinking actually might make more sense kind of further away. I don't know if it has a maximum distance. I don't know if I can kind of... Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like... I don't know if it keeps going and going, but this guy is up to 6. 1, 2, 3. So let's go with 6 as our as the working theory. Though I wonder if I should design this a little bit differently. So here is what I've discovered in my thinking so far. We're going to grow a bunch of this pepper stuff, or sweet corn. But I clicked on this, and I just realized that the conversion, this takes dirt, it grows a bud, and it actually turns into one of these butterfly-type critters. So that's how you can keep reproducing these guys. I was concerned I was going to lose them, kind of like shine bugs. They don't have a long lifespan, I mean 5 cycles, but this is how I can keep getting them to reappear, which apparently is needed. I'm also going to try to trap one of these guys, maybe even 2. Over here, and I'm going to store some peat moss in this bin, since that's the input here. And as far as that the other plant, I don't know if this is a great idea or not, but I'll try to grow one of these strange node critters plants right there. Let's open this door and hopefully get one of these, because this is, can we call you in? It'd be nice if we get 2 of them in there. I don't know if they can only attend to so many plants a cycle. Oh, did we lose? Okay, you know what? Let's just see how far we can get with 1. And there is this guy. I don't, maybe we'll get like 6 here and 6 here. We'll see what happens over time if I click on this. Oh, this guy needs water. Okay, so the dupes are going to be transporting some water from here, I guess, over here. Didn't realize that. And we'll see how many of these plants this critter can attend to. While waiting to see what happens with these plants, let's get in a rock crusher and make some metal. So we're going to close this off. Alright, I guess we can make some nickel. We can make iron as well. But nickel's new, so let's go for that. Maybe put in some nickel ore over here. Maybe just 1 ton. The first nickel ore being converted to nickel. Miner giving that a smash. Excellent. With a little bit of metal, I am putting in some light automation. But interestingly, I apparently have some aluminum. I don't know where that came from. If there was something I destroyed that I didn't realize. Anyway. With that, we can actually plug this guy back in. Just a second. Thought I saw something new. Peat burner. Burns peat to produce electrical power. Oh, okay. I guess that's similar like the wood burner, maybe? Perhaps I didn't see that in research, because you don't have to research that by default. Or where's power? Oh, okay, that is a new building. I missed the green little slash there. Okay, so that's plugged in. We just have to get one more dupe sensor. Maybe we'll ask for more nickel. I feel like relying on farming is going to be my main food source, so bringing in farmer here. Adding in a fire pole, center area of the base. Make it easy to get down. It's being made of nickel ore. As soon as we've got that in place, we'll dig out another farm area. I'm not sure how many sweet corn I'm going to need to stay alive. So we better expand now. 10,000 calories. Not a lot of buried objects. Store more of this over here. To start the process of getting in some of these guys. And I have to find out how to attract, once rancher, well, assume, actually, if I just plant this, they seem to just go right for the plant. It's almost as if they're called towards it. Sweet corn. We'll only have 6 more. Alright, some sweet corn going in. I could convince you, in fact, maybe what I'll do as well. I don't know what happens when you dig up this on the side. Actually, you know what? Let's find out. I don't think I put farmer in the right schedule. Throw them down here. Oh, they just... Okay, you get a fig from it, but it becomes bust. I wonder if you lose everything else after. The other thing I'm curious, I noticed over here, I wonder if this is at a dead end. Whereas if it wants to grow any further, the only way to do it, maybe, is if I open this up. Maybe not, but that's my theory. And we've got one of these guys in, so we'll lock that critter in there. So we're growing a bunch of sweet corn. We still have more pollination, so there's only so much they can do a day. They seem to grow pretty quickly. A life cycle, 3 cycles, and that's nice. So we'll start to replenish food early on, which is nice to hear. Also got a fire pole going all the way to the bottom. And not quite to the top, but I'm going to stop at this point, mostly because there's just liquid above us. Next thing I'm doing is building a hydrogen line. I haven't started with electrolyzer yet, but we'll build this first, and then we'll get that going, so we can take advantage of some hydrogen. That should minimize the amount of time. Dupe spin down here on the manual generator. Keep the research going. If we want to actually take advantage of that, we'll make the sound amplifier research. Oh, and I hear some meteorites. Looks like regolith is falling at the moment. Probably pretty hot stuff. Oh, yeah, it's hot. It's given a little mix of gold amalgam. Got some regolith Gold amalgams, the two things that are falling down at the moment. Okay, have that set to go. So now the hydrogen pump is ready. I'm going to be collecting some water from over here, sending some power in that way. We have our first electrolyzer. It's going to be installed up here. I assume every time these are harvested, there's a chance of dropping seeds. If that's the case, we'll eventually expand our farm. Electrolyzer's sitting there, waiting. Okay, so the pump is ready. Oh, did I, okay, didn't mean to assign those high priority drop-offs. Should see someone getting on the manual generator. There we go. It's going to direct water up. Can get rid of this system. Place that with our... That'll be our second electrolyzer. And we're producing oxygen and a little bit of hydrogen. So that pump will be ready to take that in. Now we'll just have to get a hydrogen generator in. Bringing in engineer. This will be someone that can help in the automation and time. Throw engineer down there. Add in an extra cot. Cycle 13, and I'm building a power plant. We'll have a manual generator. I'm going to try out the peat burner. And I guess that's going to be competing with the farm. That makes me a little bit nervous. So I might actually use that more backup. And of course our hydrogen generator. The back automation wire has to actually connect this. That can be set for nickel. And this guy here slowly doing some pollination. 10,000 calories. And what I will do is get rid of this guy. Let that battery drain out. And we can get rid of that battery. Then we will connect this into our line. So this transformer feeds our base instead. Set that to be 95. So that gives the peat burner the green signal, I assume, yes. As well as hydrogen, though we don't have enough hydrogen just yet. We've started the process of getting a little bit of that. Scientist producing some power, but someone could throw some peat into here. Just curious. Assume this produces... Okay, disable. That makes blue to water. Interesting, I was expecting carbon dioxide. Alright, I kind of didn't want to use this anyways, just because that's competing with our food source. But if I am going to have it, certainly not going to have it right at that location. Okay, let's clean things up, guys. Just looking at the oxygen level. Not doing too great down here. So first of all, we're building a carbon dioxide pump. We're going to be storing some of that in these canister fillers. Also moving this out to the side. I've got 2 electrolyzers here and here. Figured why not add in a 3rd one. That should help with the oxygen situation as well. Research is going on. That's going to help me automate these the pump at the top and the bottom. Okay, so let's put in our extra electrolyzer right here. Bump this up to the max as well as this one. And we are starting to pump in some carbon dioxide so we can take care of the excess carbon dioxide. And another source for oxygen. So that should improve things. Going to take a little time to add some tiling in with our latrine barracks. Also putting back the rock crusher. Also bringing heavy watt wire for that this time round. Waiting for miner to be able to dig through granite, or not granite, abyssalite, so we can explore a little bit further out. Oh hey, look at that. Alright, miner is set to go exploring. Next thing is pretty easy, just adding in automation. So we can tell this pump to turn on when there's hydrogen. And tell this pump to turn on when there is carbon dioxide. Also getting a path over here now that I can go through abyssalite. We'll look inside there soon. I want to go in here in particular because there's so many critters in here that it's funny, this guy's crowded but this guy is not. Maybe because this critter does not care about size. Ideal temperatures, livable range, lifespans 25. Crowded is when a room has less than 4 Celsius space for each critter. Maybe that's why that guy's not crowded, right? Where this guy needs 16 per. Okay. Okay, so we have automation there and automation down here. Next task is to get a great hall and a kitchen area. Suspect the next dupe I take in is going to specialize in cooking. Put in our floating water cooler first. Use our new mesh tiling. Not quite sure what to research yet next, but let's just do that in case we need to clean the air. Also, a micro musher going in case we need to convert. Oh, there we are. Time for another dupe. That's for converting dirt to food if I need to. Next step we're taking in is chef. I'm probably going to stop here just to make sure that we're in balance with the amount of food. Oh, I also see this guy is not happy with hydrogen. So we'll open that up. Let's make sure chef goes, and we'll throw the chef and engineer in the same schedule. And, oh, decorative plants. Is there any? Ring rose bush. Interesting. Alright, what kind of decor did we get from that? Ring rose bush plus 25. We'll see if that is enough to make a great hall. So we've got 8 tables. Should probably throw in 2 more. Do I have enough beds? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 extra. Okay, good. We'll give chef the ability to use electrical grid. Oh, and critter ranching. Okay. I know what I'm most likely doing next after this. And just in case it's needed, let's start to add in dirt right there. That would allow me to make mush bar. We'll make a single one, just kind of. Alright. We can make toasted mimaletti. We'll make that forever. Barbecue meat. Apparently there was meat, so we'll make that as well. So we'll start with that. Let's go to consumables. Is there mimaletti? So many options now. I don't quite see it. Anyways, come back to that, possibly. But let's verify if we have... Okay, we do. We have a great hall. Awesome. Coming back to Mimolette, I'm assuming that's non-consumable, given the fact that it's not up there. So maybe it's only... Mimolette. Wait. Is that these things? Oh, it is. And that's what allows me to create more of those to make my sweet corn. Okay. Maybe not such a good idea. Though I will... did I tell the dupes not to eat me? Okay, I did. Okay, yeah. So we're starting to research ranching. And I'm going to dig out 2 spots for stables. Keep in mind, I have no idea what I'm doing. So we're just, well, we'll see how this goes. Might be a little bit easier if we do this and this. Okay, that's fine. Generally speaking, I find wild plants doesn't do a major thing for you in terms of food. As long as we're doing actual farming, I think we'll be okay. 17,000 calories. I mean, we're looking pretty good. My goal is just to stay alive. If I was going for the locavore achievement, I wouldn't be getting rid of these plants, though I'm certainly not worried about that. Well, we may have to find something to do while we're waiting for research to be complete. Decided I want to start exploring over here. Oh, I see bleach stone already. So what I'm going to do is have a dedicated spot for storing that. Figure it right here will be good enough. Look at that. Research is done on ranching. Move on to, might want egg drop off. So do that. Do not want a whole lot of water. Wait for that to fall down. Get rid of that. We'll put in a storage bin. Okay, and then we will do bleach stone. High priority. That's going to allow me to now go through here without worrying so much about the bleach stone. See if someone picks this up. They should. Look at that. Now I can cut into the bleach stone, not worry about getting too much chlorine. But I should go over now, and we'll make our way over to this point. But I should experiment with our stables. So after doing just a little bit of research, I found out a number of things. First of all, this guy here, I don't want to, well, in general, you don't want to put any critters in a stable unless you actually have a food source for them. Because the moment they become not wild, they can die and starve. But what food does this guy eat? Oval grow figs, basically the plants I was mowing over. But what I'll try to do is put in some plants. I'm going to have automated pushing water in, so we're going to do research on better farming. Switch that over now. What is the amount? Oh, this drops tough meat. What the heck? Okay, I have no idea what to do with tough meat, but we'll come back to that. Figs, how much? 433 calories a cycle. 433. Now, how much does this guy produce? 108 to 208 to 200 or 2,600 per cycle. That's actually pretty good. This guy, I assume what this means is the further it's stretched out, the more calories that you can generate. That's actually really good. If that can make 2,600, this can feed, if I've got this right, this guy can be fed. How much did this eat? Again, 400 and something, several times over by just one of those plants. Okay, did not notice that. But while we're waiting for research, I also found out this guy here, if I can apparently not click on you, let's click on you. Another source is, okay, this is just normal meat. Nice. All right, I'll know how to deal with this. We get 1 Drew drip per cycle that this guy consumes. And a Drew dripper outputs, let's see, every 4 cycles, or it consumes brine ice. How much brine ice do we have? This consumes 0.2. So basically we need 4 of these per critter. Now, I'm choosing to go in here just because I've got some wild plants, so I can minimize the amount of plants I have to grow. The other option, which I haven't really considered, okay, also drops tough meat. This guy produces brine, and it can consume its tough meat or just regular meat. Or it can consume whole critters. Is dupes on this mix? Oh, do I have to be careful about walking next to this guy? Okay, no, it doesn't appear. They also drop feathers, but they produce brine. Or was it brine? It's, oh no, brine ice. Actually, oh, nice, because that kind of puts them in balance, I guess, with these guys. Alright, so we've got our plan. How, yeah, cycle 18 of 200. I can already tell, much later in the future, but make sure you crammed. I can tell in the future I'm going to be doing this on hard mode at some point, but nowhere near that point. Maybe make a focus of going up. Oh, our research is complete. We'll go keep that notification. We're going to shift focus to this stable for a second. So I'm going to try growing 2 of these plants. I'm still going with the assumption that this can reach 6 in either direction. So kind of planned that out. Going to push this area out for this plant. Actually, I could have had it go kind of like that. Nah, that's fine. It's just the first time round. We're going to feed these 2 plants some water. Harvesting on that guy. Oh, tubes can't actually reach. Alright, and let's select our plants. So we gotta wait for this to grow first. 26,000 calories, looking pretty good. Make sure that is 96, it is. 30,000 calories. I think we may be okay for another dupe. Taking in Explorer, this is going to be someone that I'll probably send in the teleporter once we get to that point. Okay, so we've got this guy, and from what I read, this guy consumes the same amount of water regardless of how big it is, so obviously once it gets to the full size, well, I guess it's going to consume the same amount of water than it would... than it is right now. Let's say skill. Let's give Explorer digging. Let's give we can do crop tending if we wanted to. So it's not the only reason that the wild plants are here that I chose this location. The other thing with these guys, if I can select one of you, was looking at the temperature that this critter is comfortable with. Minus 40 to 20, and, well, we don't have anywhere that's 20 around the base, so definitely want to make sure we get that sorted out. Let's make sure that you're happy. I assume so with the temperature. I'm going to be putting you in 20 to 70. Yep, all good there. Oh, might have another stable over there once we get to that point. And I'm a little bit worried about running an electrolyzer. Well, more specifically, the water. It would try to get in, so we're just going to put an oxygen diffuser here to help the breathability of this little section. There we go. And maybe, if I've got this right, we've got 4 of these should equal 1 plant. Got a little bit of extra there, so I should be able to get away with 3. Instead of what would normally take 4. And this has a height 2. Maybe we'll store some brine ice since that's the input. Oh yeah, of course dupes find it very... brine. We may have lost the plant. Oh, that's probably the brine. This is a mess. This is an absolute mess. I guess brine is going to melt around minus 20 or so. So if you're in ice, minus 16. Maybe we should kind of dig that out. This is extra freezing opportunity for the dupes. Okay, let's put our brine ice in here. I see some chlorine. Is that a sign that this is full? No? Okay, dupes are picking that up. Good. There's bound to be a few bumps in this process. Okay, let's see if we can grow some of these hanging, dripping. Oh, we don't have any seeds for them. Sometimes that means you look for buried objects, but I don't see many buried objects here. I don't want to pull these guys in particular. Well then, how is the actual true drip? There just is no seeds at the moment. Huh. I mean, I could just take in a few spots where there's one. I just need 3. There's this one up here too. Though I'm wondering, I could be wrong, but if I did this, would we be able to get that to drop it? Because apparently it says this drops stuff. It's best not to linger beneath them. Assuming dupe wouldn't actually be hurt by that, but... So I don't want to pull that one then. A little bit of meat up there. Okay, I'll have to make a plan. So we're going to go up and take a few of these plants. We'll take one right there. One right there. And when we get up there, this will be the 3rd. Oh, we already have 3. Okay. One came from there. One came from there. I don't know where the 3rd one came from, but maybe I had hit one. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Cancel that then. Let's plant these 3 guys. Copy that. What? Do you guys produce brine? I mean, they consume brine, so I don't see why they'd produce it. Brine ice. Why am I getting brine? It's a little warm right here. Oh, that was probably the shale. That was the shale. That was the shale. Shouldn't be building. Is there any cold material that I could build with instead? Because I'm bringing in the warm shale, igneous rock. Okay, a little late now, but do that. I didn't have to actually put in tiles here, unless there was nothing. Okay, so I think that was a temporary warming thing that we should be done with. Mop up there. Now I assume these guys can be harvested. I don't know if the dupes can reach from the bottom. Oh yeah, they can. There is a Drew drip. So there's one Drew drip. I see some meat over here, so you know what? Why don't we just poke in on that guy? I assume over time this is going to freeze. Oh, and we've got a critter that's stuck. Now, if I leave you in here, I better disable this until I can be certain we've got an... you know what? Let's risk it. You're not going to stay in there, are you? Of course not. Okay. You know what? Let's put him in. And we've got our first critter inside a stable here. See Rancher calling them over. Oh yeah, you know what? I might as well do that. Then we're going up to 10 dupes. This is Carpenter, who can help build a lot of the things that we'll try to create over on this asteroid. Give them construction, engineer. Oh, we've got our electrical engineer now. We can do it more advanced scientific research if we want. Oh. Okay, I've got a Mimic guy here, but I don't have one here. Eventually we're going to get these guys. Maybe we just need to wait. Not loving this. Seems like a little bit of a risky business. Planning ahead a little bit, I'm thinking I'd like to have an extra stable of these guys. So we'll throw 2 more plants. I don't know what point I have to wait for this essentially to... Oh, figs. I wonder if I should tell the dupes or figs not to eat those. And do we have any calories of figs right now? 320, not a whole lot. So in my mind, we should probably wait. Copy that across there. Put in some water. But yeah, we should probably wait for these to get a little bit bigger before we put in our dinosaur-y critters. 96, but that's not... Oh, right, because we didn't actually make it a stable yet. Keep pushing away at different items of research. Just been ignoring this little section. Apparently there's access to gold amalgam. We've got some critters here. Gint and Laura plant. Let's see. Laura plant are carnivorous flowers with ribbon-like antlers that detect presence of airborne critters within range, trapping them. Okay. Exoskeleton. So, I guess shine bugs, the betas, and the puffs, and that makes amber. Then you've got these little guys. Gint. Gints are hostile airborne critters primarily bred as food for the carnivorous Laura plants. I mean, that's weird because I just went to the Laura plant and it didn't actually have those critters listed here, so maybe that just needs to be fixed. But anyway, moving along. Offspring must be exposed to liquid in order to survive. I can already tell I'm not going to like these. I'm already feeling like itchy big bug bites all over me. But does this mean that as long as you have liquid, they don't need food? They just live and feed this guy? Though the only thing is, what do I do with amber? You can mush it into resin fossil. Oh, okay, we can make fossil from it. And resin. That's interesting. Okay. Alright, well, I guess that's not for food production, but that's interesting. There's this plant here, Megafrond. Pressure, they need chlorine. But what did they produce? Megafrond grain. What are we going to do with that? Oh, we can make frostbun. Okay, that's like sleet wheat. Actually, is there any sleet wheat? Maybe that's just the new sleet wheat. So you got to fill in some chlorine. Oh, that actually scared me. That thing's getting... That should not be that big for this size. No. No, there's no way a blaster is good. We're just doomed. What, are we just kidding ourselves? I feel like we should just make some recreational buildings. Have a good time, because there's no way we're... What in the world? And that's going to get bigger? Okay. So we've... Is there any other biomes that haven't been to yet? Let's go down and explore. So lots of exploration to be done in this game. Oh, hold on. Another critter. We'll let them out. Actually, could just do that. But I'm curious of getting access to geysers. I don't want to forget about that. So we'll or explore our first one. Still can't dig through obsidian at the moment. What do we got here? Liquid based, I'm thinking. No, not liquid. Carbon dioxide geyser. No thank you for the moment, anyways. Let's have someone seal that up for us. Making our way down. I have a feeling like there is not going to be an oil biome. I have that feeling just because, well, this is a time before the dinosaurs, and didn't the dinosaurs mostly make the crude oil? So we'll see. Oh, you got away. There was a big critter I was going to show. It wasn't these little tiny fishes. We may have to come back to that then. Oh no, there he is. Jabbo. Well. Continuing on with the gigant. This guy consumes other fish and makes lime. Right, so some of these critters have industrial applications. I'm having an issue with the amount of hydrogen. I guess that's a sign that we're not needing a lot of power. Currently researching the ability to store excess gas. Think I'm going to have to finish for today, but before I go, let's put in this gas reservoir. This is going to store some of this excess hydrogen that's starting to build up. But yeah, I started a mission on hard mode with bionic dupes. I'll be continuing on with that along with this series as well. I was going to start an asteroid called Diamond Asteroid, which I announced yesterday. Obviously with Prehistoric DLC out, that's not going to be happening. I'll just be concentrating on testing this Prehistoric DLC along with trying to survive on a very difficult mission on hard mode with bionic dupes on the Moonlight Cluster, no less. I'll have to get into space travel with bionic dupes, which I have not done before. I suspect... let's see, let's do a little disconnect in there. So yeah, I'm not sure when the next video will be, but now that this is out, it's probably not going to be that long until I release another video on this. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time playing some more Oxygen Not Included, either with trying to survive on hard mode with bionic dupes, or continuing on with this asteroid. Till then.